The following is a presentation of LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports. LSPN and the Michigan High School Athletic Association welcome you to Chelsea, Michigan, and this Class B Regional Championship game, where tonight, Lenawee's own, the Onsted Wildcats, look to punch their ticket to Michigan's Elite Eight. All that's standing in the way is the defending state champs, the Milan Big Reds. Good evening, friends. I'm Miguel Gaitan alongside Kelly Hybrader. Kelly, how you doing tonight?
That's the only thing standing in their way, right? It's the Big Reds. That's right for tonight.
Listen, the road to Lansing goes through Chelsea tonight.
Sure does.
And you know what? Let's talk about the Onsted Wildcats. They had a couple squeakers going in to the regional semifinals and even in the district finals. They're here tonight. They haven't been this far since '83. How are they matching up right now?
I talked to two key people tonight. I talked to, of course, the head coach, Brad Maska. We've got our boys a nice rest. And I also talked to Austin Davis's father, Eric Davis, who's also one of the assistant coaches on the sideline. Getting that big man some rest tonight before tonight's game was key. And of course, it's going to be who we get the most assists from and the most help out there. He said the guards are really going to have a really exciting game tonight.
Well, I know our third member of our team, Samantha Kimmerling. She's with Onsted's head coach, Brad Meska. Let's throw it to her right now. Sam, how you doing this evening?
Thanks, Kelly and Miguel. Hi, I'm Sam Kimmerling here with Coach Meska from Onsted. Coach, two of Milan's seniors have already been signed next year to D1 colleges. How is Onsted prepared to step up to not just those two seniors, but all of Milan tonight?
Lanton and Nick are really good players. We can't do it with just one guy. We're going to do it with five guys playing great team defense tonight. That's our plan.
And are you planning on changing up anything for this game?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to change a lot of things defensively, try to keep them off balance and do the best that we can. Make sure we rebound and limit them to one chance offensively.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Kelly and Miguel.
Thanks, Samantha. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more of our pregame show. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN. Your home for Lenawee sports. Back in 2.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played. We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers, helping student athletes develop
while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and LSPN. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and LSPN.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we want to check in with Milan's side of the bench tonight. We've got the assistant coach standing by with Samantha Kimmerling, our sideline reporter today. Sam, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Kelly and Miguel. Hi, I'm Sam Kimmerling here with assistant coach Schmidt from Milan. Coach, what do you want your players to get out of the game tonight?
We want to come out and play with a lot of energy. We said we're going to play 10 guys, so we're going to go deep, play with energy, have fun, enjoy the experience.
And what do you think your biggest challenge is going to be for tonight? Do you think Austin Davis or?
Yeah, I mean, they have a 6'10" Division I kid that's a great basketball player. We got to figure out a way to contain him and make sure he doesn't beat us by himself.
And what players do you think are really going to step up tonight for Milan?
Well, we're gonna lean on our 2 Division I players, and Lat Davis and Nick Perkins. They're gonna have to lead us, and then we're gonna need our other seniors, Lance Lewis and Warren Calloway, to help us out there, and hopefully with them we can go out to win. So.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck. Back to you, Miguel and Cowie.
Thanks, Sam. Defending state champs, Milan. So tell me what the coach has been saying.
Well, right now they're saying that they're going to stay the course. They've had the same 8 returners from last year's state championship game. They're back this year. Of course, they have 2 commits, 2 seniors, as we know, Perkins and Lance. They both are. One's going to Youngstown State, the other one's going to Buffalo. Basically, he said, listen, we do a man-to-man defense, which is actually going to be kind of interesting because Onsted does a man-to-man defense as well.
Right.
Onsted said, we're not going to press. Milan says, we're going to press them all night. We're going to see if they can handle our defense into transition, which as far as which goes into their offense, they have no set offense.
Right.
Which tells me they want to get most of their points on transition. Onsted's going to have to look out for the full court press because most of Milan's points are going to be coming off of that press.
What about the 2 big men? Of course, we have Austin Davis on Onsted's team up against another 6'8" player on Milan.
Right, Lance. That's going to be interesting because, in my opinion, I don't think Austin Davis has been really tested this year when it comes to another legit big man. So it's going to be really interesting to see how those 2 battle each other out.
Although we do know that Austin Davis off-season does play around the country against other big men, even bigger than he is. So I think he's really going to bring it on the court. It's really just going to matter, I think, as I was talking to both coaches, the guards, the fast game, the guys bringing it up the court, getting that pass all the way around the hook.
Right. And, and it's funny, too. You've got 2 Division I commits. You got 2 big Rams going at each other. Something's going to give tonight. So I am really interested to see how Austin takes care of business tonight. So you're watching high school varsity basketball here on LSPN. You're home for Lenawee Sports. Back in 2.
I'm Woodsy Owl, and I'm here to tell you about a dirty word, pollution. Help Woodsy spread the word. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Don't paint or write on buildings. That's pollution.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Turn your radio down. That's noise pollution.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
Go for a mouthful, go for the fun.
Oh, go for cake!
Cakes are for everyone. Just one stack is what it takes, and it's Gopher cakes. Open wide, stuff your face. There's always room for more Gopher cakes. Empty the box, then reload. Eat those Gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
The first American people loved the land. They held it in simple reverence. And in some Americans today, that spirit is reborn. This is South Coast Botanic Garden in California. Once this was a dumping ground for trash and litter. Community volunteers cleaned, planted, and reclaimed it. And there the land is good again. But all around us are reminders of how far we still have to go. So everyone must get involved now. To contact the Keep America Beautiful team nearest you, write Keep America Beautiful, 99 Park Avenue, New York, New York. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Wildcats versus the Milan Big Red, and we're off the tip.
Onsted takes the ball right off the bat.
Kelly, it's an understatement when you say the town of Onsted is here. The town of Onsted is here. You can hear their fans. You can hear everyone going into
Davis
the start.
goes up for a dunk.
Austin Davis trying to get that slam. It didn't really go in. Right now, you got Lindemann has the ball right there. The Latin Davis, who's committed to Youngstown State, one of their D1 recruits right now. It'll be interesting to see what him and Nick Perkins has to offer us tonight. Number 32 and 34 on Milan are the ones to see. Nick Perkins at number 34 is going to square up right now to Austin Davis. Two big men going at it, and it does not fall. Freiberger.
Okay, they're going to give the first ball to Milan. It looked like a jump ball there at the baseline. This is the first time I've seen Onsted wear their yellow jerseys. Let's hope this is good luck for them. Usually they're in their whites.
And Lance Lewis is going to have the inbound up to Warren Callaway. Callaway going to give it up to the big man, Landon Davis.
All right,
with
the seal is broken. Milan makes the first two. Three-pointer.
3 points for Davis off the start. I was watching Davis in warm-ups. Him and Nick Perkins can hit 5 feet from outside the three as another turnover goes.
That's the thing, Miguel. They're really going to need to meet their passes. We've talked to both coaches before the game, saying the guards are really going to be the deciding factor of tonight's game. So there you go. Right off the bat, we need to get both teams meeting their passes.
Right. Anderson, of course, on the inbound to Gabe Richardson, who's going to look here to cross the timeline here and give a play call. Or not, actually. He's gonna run free with it as he gets off to Freiberger, gives it to the big man, Austin Davis, back to Anderson. Not going in there.
Davis does grab the rebound, back down.
He's got four big red men all over him.
Takes the foul.
Woo! If that's what we're going to see tonight, this is going to be a very difficult night for Austin Davis.
Ugly night, Miguel.
All right, Milan back on the inbound. We got Landon Davis bringing it up. Like I said, this recruit committed to Youngstown State. It'll be interesting to see what he does in his college career. Landon Davis looking up about the key. He's going to take that three.
Davis grabs the rebound. It's Milan.
Yep, going Onsted's way.
Going back down. Milan was the last to touch the ball. Here we go with.
Going quick, Kelly, for the first couple minutes of the game. Both teams are not looking back. They're going to go full speed all the way to the end. Freiberger going to look to take it up.
Oh, he waits. He takes it two. All right, Onsted finally gets on the board with 2 points. We got 3-2 with 6 minutes in to the first quarter.
Lance Lewis looking up to get the ball. Up to Warren
Easy
Callaway.
bucket. We've got the easy rebound there for Freiberger.
Yeah, Freiberger on the rebound, giving it back up to Gabe Richardson, who is going to hopefully slow things down a little bit and call a play as Richardson taking it up himself, looking for Freiberger, who is now calming everything down, trying to give it to the big man.
Again, they can't force it in the middle there. They got to really wait for their setup because they've been able to be lucky to have Boston taller than everyone.
Davis on the three. That's 3 more for Latin Davis.
Coach says that they're going to hang out at that 3-point perimeter pretty much all night long.
Right. That's going to be interesting to see how they're going to defend.
Onsted not beating their passes, getting a steal.
2 more and
Gabe
1.
Richardson with the foul.
Looks like Latin's going to go to a line for an and 1.
What's the percentage of his free throws here, Miguel?
We don't know because we don't have any stats for Milan, so
all right.
It's a crapshoot.
It's a crapshoot. All right, let's see how they do on the line. You can't be state champions, though, without hitting some of those free throws.
All right. Looks like Dallas Highbrader is now substituted in for Brett Anderson. Anderson's going to take some water breaks. All right. Up at the line, Latin, and that's and 1. That's a 3-point play for the Milan Big Reds. 9-2 with 5:18 left to go.
Onsted last game on Wednesday when they won against Eaton Rapids, they were really pushing the ball down the court quick. And Coach Maska said the same thing they're going to do tonight. Yeah. And there goes Freiberger with another 2.
Freiberger onto the onto the 2-point play. 9-4 now with 5 minutes to go as Lance Lewis tries for the 3. And
all right, got him on the baseline.
Foot was out. Warren Callaway, the second. Foot was out. We got to make sure we can say the second there. Callaway the second.
Okay.
That's just going to be fun to say all night.
Callaway the second.
Zach Wirtz inbounding the ball, giving it back to
Thurston Howell the third.
The third, right? The second, the third. I haven't heard a fourth or a fifth yet. Dallas Highbury bringing up the ball, giving up to Freiberger in the key. Out back to Zach Wirtz.
Let's see if Zach Wirtz can hit that three, but there goes Davis with the rebound.
Austin Davis, the big man, with the putback.
There goes he.
And we got
Those are his first 2 points.
3 points only separates Onsted and Milan with 4:30 left to go. As Latin Davis gets it across the timeline, trying to set up a quick play.
Man-to-man defense here. Everybody's sticking tight like glue. There we go.
Warren Callaway on nothing, and it looks like it's going Onsted's way. Freiberger won that argument with the man in stripes. He said, no, that was their fault.
He said, Merry Christmas, Mr. Freiberger.
Christmas came early as Highbrader gets the ball back. He's going to be flanked by Gabe Richardson as they cross the timeline.
Richardson had a fantastic game on Wednesday, and Dallas Highbrader had a fantastic game on their district win on last Friday night.
Right.
Scoring is all-time high, 15 points in an outstanding game.
Is from what I remember, Highbrader is dangerous beyond the arc. Is that right?
Yeah, he's had some threes, yeah, and so does Isaac Henry when he gets in the game. Another good player from the bench that can really hold his own out there on the court.
Right. And of course, his Dallas Highbrader right now is above the arc, trying to get something set up.
Got to meet your pass, Zach Wirtz. You can't stand still.
Oh.
Why they're going to really steal those passes. Milan goes in for 2.
Lance Lewis with the putback after the turnover, 11-6 with 3:32 left to go. All right.
Inbounding fast. They're going to try to break that press as quick as they can, Miguel.
Zach Wirtz on the inbound looked a little frustrated on that inbound. Austin Davis going to try to make something happen, giving it back out to Highbury, who looked for a 3 but heads nothing, comes back up.
For 2.
Off the glass, 2 for Highbrader. 11-8, Milan with 3:10 left to go.
You know, Milan's going to slow it down right here. They're going to try to set things up. It's 11-8, 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Plenty of time here, Miguel.
I would expect some threes to start coming quick as Davis gives it to Callaway.
Straight up.
Get back to the big man Perkins, out to Lewis. Lewis back out to Perkins, who buries that 3. Woo-wee, man, they know how to shoot threes in Milan.
This is the first game, though, that Onsted's played that I've watched. They've been behind this far.
Right.
So let's see if they can make up some ground, get some threes of their own, and tossing it into Austin Davis, who's used to being really hanging at the hoop and really getting some alley-oop passes and slam dunking pretty much most of the night. See if we can get to do that.
Highbrader looked like we got a push over there on Lance Lewis.
Highbrader's decent at the line, but they're not going to give it to him yet. It's going to be an inbounds.
It's only the 2.
They have 1-and-1.
It's only the first team foul for Milan. As Wirtz on the inbound. And back to Highbrader. Looks like they're going to press Highbrader here in the zone.
It's got a foul, another foul.
That's a quick body foul on Garrett Garnett. Highbrader getting 2 fouls, making sure that Milan got 2 fouls on him. He's playing good offense right there. If you can get the other team to foul on you, you're doing something good.
Davis waiting for the play to set up.
And that's kind of interesting, seeing Davis set up the play as he gives it back out to Highbrader.
Well, you know, they got that man-to-man defense right now. They're on Onsted like glue right now, Miguel. Milan is their man-to-man defense is tough.
All right. As Latin Davis, it looks like it's going to be the Latin Davis show as he always brings it up the court. It's going to be, and Highbrader took a fall there. Don't know if he tripped over his own feet or if he got pushed.
All right, Onsted takes control.
Onsted gets the ball. I don't know if we got to give some acting lessons to Mr. Highbrader over there. Who knows? As Wirtz on the inbound, out to Freiberger, and here comes that full court press. But they had it countered as Highbrader with the ball. Trying to make something happen here.
You need to set some picks to get the man-to-man.
Gabe Richardson getting a word from Coach Brad Meska before he started on his inbound. Looking. Yeah, man, Milan's D's all over him. Need Austin to help him out there a little bit. Nope.
Highbrader gets a foul underneath the basket.
That's
2 shots.
That is 3 fouls he has caused. He's keeping his head on the swivel there. I like that. Highbrader to the line.
His percentages of foul shots have been pretty good throughout the year.
He's shooting 40% right now from the field itself, so you would think free throws should be easy for the man right here. There's one, and it's up and good. Gets that lead cut, 14-9, 1:43 left to go as he gets one more shot here at the charity stripe. A stone of concentration, this Highbrader. Taking the ball as he looks up. And it's in.
Got them both in.
4-point game. 4-point game with 1:42 left to go. I'm sure Onsted right now is saying, hey, only 4 points down into the first quarter against defending state champs.
Right.
We're in this. We're here. We've got skin in the game. As Latin Davis tries to make a play up, gives it out to Thomas Lindemann, who has
there he goes.
No
Zach Wirtz with the rebound. They're going to take it down to the other end quick as they can.
They're going to have to get their transitions quicker, though, to get the counter back with the way Milan's playing their D, because Milan's playing their man-to-man pretty quick.
Watch that. See, they really have to meet their passes. Get in there quick.
Lindemann is.
And it's in. Zach Richard.
Gabe Richardson on
Gabe
the three.
Richardson.
14-13 with a minute left to go as the big man, Nick Perkins, takes it out to Lance Lewis. Giving it back to Lindemann. Lindemann up and Perkins in with the two-pointer.
All right, you know, Davis has got some competition underneath that basket. He's not the only one that can hang at the hoop in this game.
His Highbrier brings it back up the court.
Nice pass behind the back and
nothing as Perkins gets the rebound, brings it up to Latin Davis. Latin Davis says, hey, how you doing, Lance Lewis?
All right, looks like Freiberger got him right in the face.
We got a shooting foul going on there, I imagine there, Kelly. You said right in the face?
I think so.
Yeah, gonna watch those hands.
I don't think he thinks so, but
no, probably not.
I pretty much saw that from where
he probably was like, you know what, he's not gonna score by any means. Hands to the face.
What is his percentage? We don't know his percentage at the line either. Okay,
Lance
gotcha.
Lewis?
Yeah.
Well, right now, let's see if he can hit one.
There you go.
Lance looking up. One and none. He's going to have one more try at the charity stripe, but 0 for 1 right now. I believe that's known as 0%.
Very good. You're good at math.
I followed math.
Very good.
I know. It's crazy. I made my parents proud. All right, Lance Lewis.
Take a look at the ozone. They're going nuts. Got the kids on their feet.
Isaac Henry going to check in for
here comes 23.
Mr. Brian Freiberger. As Lewis is going to, nope, we got another rotation.
Substitution.
Brett Anderson coming back in for, who is that? Is that Wirtz?
Zach Wirtz.
Yeah, he came in for Wirtz. So we got two-man swing as Lewis looks up. Nothing.
Davis grabs it right at the rim, takes it off to Dallas Heidbreeder, trying to get it down the court as quick as they can, Miguel.
All right. As Heidbreeder is at the mid-range.
You know, they're taking their time to set things up here.
Yeah, this is a first
blow some time. There's only 20 seconds left on the clock.
Right, they're looking for the last shot of the quarter. As you know, in Michigan, no shot clock. You can hold that ball as long as you want.
And in the middle to Henry. Got a foul.
Did he get it?
Looks like Henry.
Henry going to go to the line.
Foul on Henry. He's going to try to get to the line to see if he can add some points on the board. 16-13, 11 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And the ozone letting them know that you can't do that, but that was not a shooting foul, so it'll be inbounded.
Inbounding.
By Mr.
There he goes
Anderson.
to Henry. Into Davis.
Right into Davis.
Boom!
In the slam.
First dunk of the night.
Slam with 5 seconds left. They're going to try to do something.
Dallas gets a rebound.
Back off the turnover.
There goes the momentum change of the game.
Welcome to the
Highbrier.
regional finals, Mr. Highbrier.
Way to go.
Great on that.
Bring it, Dallas.
And they take the lead for the first time at the end of the period, 17-16. We're gonna take a break right now. You are watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament here on LSPN.
Woo!
Your home for Lenawee Sports.
All right.
Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear?
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfire.
As we're going to start back out, we got the second period starting right now. And right now on the inbounds, Milan's
that was amazing. Right after the buzzer right before the buzzer on the first quarter, Dallas Heidbreeder steals the ball, takes it up for the layup. Total game changer for the Cats. We've got 17-16. Onsted finally taking the lead for the first time in the game here, Miguel.
Right, that was a big momentum pusher for Onsted going out of the first quarter. Let's see if that momentum can stay in the second.
All right.
Derek Gardette's three didn't happen, and of course looks like we got a foul coming up.
Freiberger had position underneath the basket.
All right.
Foul on.
So Zach
Milan
Wirtz is going to bring up the ball, and he gives it out to Austin Davis. Austin Davis is going to have to bring up the ball more a little bit because they're playing man-to-man press. That's interesting. We haven't seen Onsted do that all year. So it'll be interesting to see if they can cope with that change. As Zach Wirtz brings up the ball off the glass and nothing happening.
Davis
back up to
gets,
Davis.
Oh,
nope.
Gets the rebound and slips out of his hands,
Davis
though.
is going to bring it up quick
Back
in
down the
transition
court
all the way through.
Dallas. Oh, no, that's Dallas gets it right in the chin.
Yep, Dallas gets the foul. Well, he gets Latin Davis to foul him as his both feet were planted. No basket.
Those acting lessons paid off. That is good. No, he did have his feet planted on the ground, and he got chucked in the chin.
Ball going back to Onsted there after that quick little push there by Thomas Lindemann. And we're going to have Zach Wirtz. No, Austin Davis is going to inbound the ball. When have you seen that?
Yeah, you know what? We need to talk to some of the sideline here. Let's see what's going on with Sam Kimmerling right now. Sam, what's going on the sideline?
Thanks, Kelly and Miguel. Hi, I'm Sam Kimmerling here after the first quarter. Coach Maska from Onsted said that the boys need to be a little more physical. He said he's really proud of them. He was very emotional. Said they were doing good for the first quarter, but they really need to get their guards up and they protect them better. Back to you guys.
Onsted leads gone up by 4 with 6:26 left to go in this quarter.
You know, that's the thing Sam's finding out from the sideline, too. They really have to bring that game. The defensive game is going to be key.
Right, as Freiberger tries on the end.
And those rebounds. Milan fires it back down to the end of their end of the court.
Lindemann is going to give it back off to Lance. Give it to Perkins, who's going to hit it from the charity stripe, and no good. Freiberger fighting for the ball, but it's going to be
giving it Milan's
advantage with Garrett Gardette getting that decision. And Gardette looks like he will most likely inbound that ball. He's going to hopefully calm down the team a little bit here, see if he can find something. Gives it to the big man Perkins. Does a couple dribbles and gives it off to Latin Davis. I should remember Latin's name a little bit better than I'm doing. Oh, like that. When he does stuff like that, I'll be able to remember his name a little bit better as he gets to 2018. Onsted with the advantage with 5:46 left to go in the second quarter. As Davis gives it off to Wirtz. Wirtz going to try to bring it up by himself. Gives it out to Freiberger, who gives it to Dallas for the three. No go. Austin on the rebound, trying to get the putback up and in, but Perkins is too big for the man. Wirtz going to try it himself and nothing, but they do get the foul. Woo.
You know, they just had some of the All-League, the LCAA All-League team come out. And, of course, Austin Davis, first-team All-League. Zach Wirtz, second-team All-League. And Freiberger, honorable mention, LCAA.
Wirtz, at the line. Misses his one, but he will get another one as he gets encouragement both from Dallas Hybrader and Gabe Richardson, who are now going to Coach Maska, probably trying to figure out what they're going to do after this next shot. Maska getting pretty animated there, trying to tell Hybrader to get that play called as Wirtz gets the one. 21-18 with 5:29 left to go in the quarter as Latin Davis brings up the ball, flanked by his big man, Nick Perkins.
There's Maska on the sideline. Get your hands up, guys.
Yep.
Get that zone, hands up. Push Milan out of their
Perkins
box.
Going
straight up from Davis.
And in. Davis tried to make sure he didn't get the foul on that one, just put his hands up. There's really not a whole lot he could do.
You know, Hybrader's getting beat up out there as well tonight. You know, usually we're seeing Davis, a big man, get beat up, but tonight, travel. And we're seeing Dallas and also Zach Wirtz getting a little bit beat up out there. Gabe Richardson, 15, another one of our point guards. You've got basically all of our good ball handlers out there right now.
And like you said, it is going to be a little bit of a scrappy game. I could see there's going to be some bruises after this game as Perkins up for the two-point jumper, misses it.
Yeah, you know, some over the back going on, but the referees aren't calling it.
Nope, and Perkins wondering how he got that over and back. But it's funny is that you've got two big men going up against each other. There's going to be some pushing, there's going to be some shoving, there's going to be some over the backs. And it looks like we're going to do a 1-and-1. It will be a 1-and-1 for Mr. Austin Davis. That was
We need him at the line. He has an excellent percentage of free throw percentage from the line.
And you probably
with the 68%.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, fantastic. And the kid, he's got a specific form. You can see when he's got that elbow at the right angle, he barely moves his lower body and just tosses it right in with the fingertips following through. If you watch that, that's when he's going to sink it.
It's Austin Davis up to the line here, shooting his 1-and-1.
There you go. See what I'm saying? Yeah, those fingertip follow through.
2-point lead for the Onsted Wildcats with 4:51 left. Now you're probably wondering at home, how was that last foul on Perkins becoming a shooting foul? Well, there is 8 team fouls so far for this first half on the Milan Big Red, and of course that means Onsted's in the bonus.
You know, those free throws are key. Every player, when you're at the line, these are going to be key tonight. 23-20, 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
And for people at home who don't know, when you're in the single bonus, you'll get an and one every single time you get fouled. 2 more fouls for Milan, they'll put Onsted in the double bonus, meaning it's 2 shots every time you get fouled.
Going for the rebound.
Austin Davis
control
on the
that rebound. Firing it down the court. There goes Dallas Heidbreder.
Hal Brider takes it up. Trying to look for a call. Trying to look to
somebody
set something
to pull
up.
that defense off of him.
Looks like he got a foul. He caused another foul for Milan there.
Arias
so it looks like it's going to be an and one.
Like glue. Fantastic defense. Really got his feet moving. He's in front of Heidbreder the whole time, but he did a little bit of a reach in there. That's why Dallas is at the line right now. See if Dallas can put this one in. There we go, back down the court for Milan.
And we're back. Looks like Perkins is going to try to bring it right up. Perkins and Davis again, but Perkins gets 2 to go. It is great to see those 2 big men battle it out. That's going to be a real treat tonight. Freiberger brings it back up to Gabe Richardson, who's going to try to look to Dallas Heidbreder, and he does. Heidbreder trying to look around, trying to find somebody in the key.
Trying not to force it in, but up Austin Davis.
Up and over, but no basket in the travel.
The spin move was a little too much for the referee at the baseline.
Austin Davis trying to argue his point there to the man in stripes.
From my point of view, his foot was solid. My vantage point here.
Well, unfortunately, the man in stripes, they always get the last decision, win or lose.
But
you may like it, you may not like it.
That's right. The stripes are the ones.
Stripes are the ones. As number 24, Iris Richardson is looking.
Richmond, yeah.
Richmond, excuse me. Thank you. Going to try to bring it up as Perkins is calling for it. Perkins going to try to bring it up. No, he's going to do the quick jumper and up for 2.
That kid's a force to be reckoned with. He's solid under the basket and at the 3-point line.
I wonder how Perkins is going to like it in cold Buffalo come next year. That's 24-23.
He'll be in the gym a lot.
Yeah, I would imagine he'll be in the gym a lot. It looks like we got a timeout here. Let's see if it's going to be a 30 or a full. Looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout here for Milan.
So far, so good. I mean, Onsted's down by 1 right now, Miguel. So with 3 minutes to go before the half, I think really these teams are well matched.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'd like to correct myself. Actually, Onsted's the one that called that timeout. Now, most likely to calm everything down. Mascot's probably telling his guys, hey, listen, you're only down by 1. There's still a whole lot of basketball ready to go on. Let's get our plays down right. Because what he told us in pregame is that we got plays we're going to call. We know what we're going to call, as opposed to Milan, who's running and gunning tonight.
Yeah, really. I mean, and you can tell it's a little bit of a sloppier play, but still they're making it happen under the basket.
It'll be interesting to see if Onsted starts running more motion plays rather than the isolation they've been running for the last.
Yeah, they've got the ozone on their feet. You know, they made an announcement at school today to try to get as many parents and family and students to the game tonight. They actually canceled a spring sports meeting tonight at the school because they wanted to get as many kids here as they could. It's a parent meeting for anyone that goes out for a spring sport.
Yeah.
They sent out an announcement to cancel it because they wanted to get as many people here as they could and get all the kids on their fan bus.
Well, Milan has just called a timeout, so we're going to take it to a quick break. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament here on LSPN. Your home for Lenawee Sports.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know.
Already posted it.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to the action as Austin Davis tries
puts
for
it up.
one, and no
Misses.
go. Lanton Davis is going to bring it back up in quick transition.
Right along the baseline.
Garnett in. Two more for the Milan Big Red at 26-23 with 2:37 left to go as Dallas Highbrader brings it up over the timeline. Who's still in? He hasn't taken a break yet. They've kept him in.
Dallas is one of those players. They usually start Gabe Richardson, but within a minute they put Dallas in. Solid player all the way around. He's usually one of the last guys out on the court.
Looks like the ball is going to be going back to Milan there on the quick little ball foul there.
So far, 4 fouls on Onsted's side to the 9 team fouls on Milan's side. So you can see a little bit more aggressive play on defense when it comes to Milan, but they're putting Onsted on the line, and Onsted's bringing it.
Well, you're gonna get that if you start doing man-to-man, full court pressing is what Milan's been doing and what they're going to be doing all game. So you play that type of aggressive defense, you're almost giving the other team free throw shots.
Milan's slowing it down a little bit too. 2 minutes to go before the half, and they're up by 3. Onsted's going to be anxious to get this ball back. They have zone defense going on right now, but everybody on Milan like glue.
As Garnett up,
but they got to get those rebounds.
And 3, and
meet their
Lance
passes.
Davis is going to come up and
they're going to call it on 2 shots, probably Austin Davis.
Yep, they're going to call a shooting foul on Austin, even though it looked like Austin has feet planted, but the feet planted with the hands up, but
he's bound to get them. It's all right. He's bound to get those tonight.
All right. As Lanton Davis goes to the line for the and one. Up and
so far on our percentages, since we don't have any stats, not doing so well at the line.
0 and 1. So there you go. And it looks like that was a 2 shooting foul, so Lanton Davis is going to have a second
I'm wondering if Onsted's going to grab this rebound and fire it back down the end of their end as fast as possible.
Lanton Davis gets the second free throw to go as 27-23, Milan with 1:52 left to go.
Joe Snar in the game. I don't know if you noticed, we did have a substitution. Senior, number 5, Joe Snar in the game right before the half.
All right. Well, Snar's going to get some skin in this game real quick. As Highbrader from the 3-point line does not get it to go.
No one there. Snar for the rebound. No one else for the rebound.
And it looks like they're going to get Freiberger with the foul right now, which is going to allow.
He's in there scrappy, but also he's doing the reach move, which is what the referees are looking for.
And it looks like with the inbound, Lanton Davis is going to inbound it there to Iris Richmond. Richmond's going to bring it up, try to call a play here. As he goes around, tries to get a check down, but Snar's there for him. As Thomas Lindemann with the 3, and he gets it to go. 30-23 with 1:20 left to go, and Lanton Davis going to try to press his advantage with that semi-full court press, if you want to call it that. Dallas Highbrader now bringing it up the line, giving out to Snar. Snar's getting pressed heavy by Lindemann. Lindemann still with it.
They batted it away from Snar at that point, but now Onsted gets it back.
All right,
swatted it right out.
Snar's going to get that, but we got a substitution. Snar's going to go out, and Gabe Richardson's going to go in. And looks like we got Zach Wirtz is now going to be on the inbound. So Snar going to get a quick little water break, and I'm sure he'll be back out here in a second. As Dallas Highbrader still in the game. Doesn't look like he's huffing air or anything like that. He's still good to go. Missed that quick little pass as it went a little bit over his head. It'll be Milan's ball on the inbound.
It's like a little miscommunication there on the Wildcats.
And you'll have that as the pace quickens in this game. You just got to do what my father always said. Make sure your head's on the swivel. Always make sure your head's on the swivel. I wondered where you got that. As Lanton Davis takes it back from Lindemann. Out to Richmond.
There we go.
No go with
Gabe
Callaway.
Richardson with the rebound easily on that one.
And Highbrader himself coming back up the ball, with the ball over the timeline there. As he looks out to Wirtz. Wirtz is going to give it back to Highbrader. Highbrader giving it to the big man Davis. Tries to get up for the 3, and he's going to get fouled. He gets fouled by Callaway the second. which will give Davis 2 shots with 17 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Milan up 30-23. Davis going to hopefully add to his free throw totals. Usually with big men like that, they usually get fouled more often and try to test themselves at the line. The stigma is that big men don't know how to shoot free throws, which, as you just saw, Austin Davis just broke.
And that we've seen Austin Davis stand at the three-point line at the top of the key and sink a three. So this kid is a force as well. He's been recruited from all kinds of teams all around the Midwest as a junior.
And you were telling me
the game
that,
on Wednesday here in Chelsea, he had Coach Beeline, U of M's basketball coach here, watching him play, as well as Notre Dame and other coaches from all around the Midwest.
As Austin sinks his second one with 30-25. Milan left to go in the 17 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And it's interesting, when a big man like Austin can shoot threes, they can shoot from the line, coaches immediately look towards you.
We have Brendan Black and Isaac Henry out on the court tonight right before the half, pulling some guys off the bench.
Latin up for three with no goes. Heiberg gives chase to the ball, and he brings it back up, and that'll do it for halftime. Milan Redmond so far lead the Onsted Wildcats 30-25 at the end of the half.
This game could still go either way, Miguel. We're 5 points away going into the half. Coach has been able to slow things down on both sides. We've seen a lot of run and gun on Milan's side, just like Coach told us they would do. But really, I think that Onsted's trying to pull that game up and make it a little bit, get those plays together.
You know, and Kelly, to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't think it was going to be this close going into halftime. So
I know, I thought Onsted was going to be up by 20.
Seriously, good job by the Onsted Wildcats, sticking in there with the defending state champs, only down by 5. Right now we're waiting for Samantha Kimmerling, who will have Onsted's head coach there.
You know, I'm impressed with the sideline, and then I'm impressed with the guys even at the free throw line tonight. Let's check in with Sam Kimmerling. She's got an interview with us for us on the sideline. Hey, Sam.
Thanks, Kelly and Miguel. Hi, I'm Sam Kimmerling. I'm here with Assistant Coach Sigler from Onsted. Coach, how do you feel that first half went? There was at the end of the first quarter, there was some. Davis made a shot, and then Highbrader followed with it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we really played well the first quarter. We did an outstanding job. The second quarter got away from us the last 2 minutes, and that's really the difference in the ball game right now.
And are you planning on making any changes in the second half for the game?
I don't think so. I think our defense is pretty sound. We got to get the ball to Austin Davis a little bit more, and maybe some of the guards can contribute, but I think we're going to be all right.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Kelly and Miguel.
Thanks, Samantha, for that report. We'll be back with our halftime show here in 2 minutes. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
You know what I think? I think you forgot to lock your door. A lot of people do that. They forget. It's too bad because all crime needs is a chance. don't give it the chance. It's my job to teach you to protect yourselves. Make it your job to learn. Write to Box 6600, Rockville, Maryland. Oh, and one more thing. Lock your door and take a bite out of crime.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
And welcome to the halftime show as Onsted is down only by 5, 30-25 over the defending champs, the Milan Milan Big Reds. The Big Reds.
Big Reds.
Big Reds. What a name. I have no idea what that mascot is. Is it just red?
It's just fire.
Or is it a hawk?
It's just fire. It's gum. Big red gum.
Big red gum. There you go.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, those Wildcats, they're definitely bringing it, and they're only 5 points behind. This game is anybody's game still at this point, Miguel.
You know, one person that's impressed the heck out of me is Dallas Highbrader. That boy's been out a long time on that court. You can see a little bit as he's coming in on the inbounds. He's sucking air a little bit. He's hit a couple threes. He was actually rushing the key with 4 Big Reds on him. He's a little bruised up probably right now, but representing really big right now for the Onsted Wildcats.
But the big game changer, though, was at the end of the first quarter. Highbrader steals the ball as the Big Red, of course, Milan bringing it inbounds, steals the ball and goes in for the layup. The entire crowd is on their feet, even his team on their feet. Big game changer, I think, for the Onsted Wildcats.
At the end of that, I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear director. It is loud here.
No need. Onsted bringing it, yeah.
And, of course, let's talk a little quick about Austin Davis. The big man's doing what the big man should be doing. He's in the key. He's getting those putbacks. He's a couple times at the line, so he's drawing fouls. How do you think he's performed?
I think he's doing a fantastic job. He's also bringing his threat outside of the hoop. He's pulling himself outside of the three-point line because that kid can sink a three as well.
All right. Well, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about what the Big Red need to do to continue their momentum in this game and hopefully get word with their head coach. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN. Your home for Lenawee Sports. Back in 2.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
The first American people loved the land. They held it in simple reverence. And in some Americans today, that spirit is reborn. This is South Coast Botanic Garden in California. Once this was a dumping ground for trash and litter. Community volunteers cleaned, planted, and reclaimed it. And there the land is good again. But all around us are reminders of how far we still have to go. So everyone must get involved now. To contact the Keep America Beautiful team nearest you, write Keep America Beautiful, 99 Park Avenue, New York, New York. People start pollution. People can stop it.
They've been running and gunning all night long, Miguel, and of course our big man under the basket. Tell me how you think it's been doing.
Nick Perkins and Austin Davis fighting like crazy for those rebounds has been a treat to watch. Besides being in the key, Nick Perkins has also been trying to hit some threes. He hit a couple of them. He's got about a dozen points right now for the Big Reds.
Although I do see Milan getting in a little foul trouble. They have 9 fouls, I think, already as we go into the half.
Right. Well, with that press defense that they're doing, with the man-to-man, you're just asking for fouls. And they had Onsted in the double bonus.
I know.
Going into half. That's really rare.
And that's also tough because for Milan, because Onsted can really sink those free throws.
Well, let's get a little word in with Big Reds head coach, as Samantha Kimmerling is with him right now. Samantha, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Kelly and Miguel. Hi, I'm Sam Kimmerling here with assistant coach Schmidt from Milan. Coach, there were a lot of threes making in that first half. Do you think that's a necessary key in this second half if you're trying to get the win tonight?
Yeah, we're a good three-point shooting team, and that's something we look for. Right now we have one of our players, Thomas, is a little off, but hopefully he'll get it going, and that'll help us a little bit in the second half. So.
And it was a pretty close first half. What were you guys telling them in the locker room just now to get them ready for the second half?
Well, we said nothing's going to be easy. They want as much as we do. We had some foul trouble that got us in trouble and took us out of what we want to do defensively, but we're okay now, so we can come out and pressure them a little bit more. So.
All right, good luck in the second half. Thank you, Coach. All right, back to you, Kelly and Miguel.
Thanks, Samantha. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the start of the second half. You're watching Michigan's high school varsity basketball here on LSPN. Your home for Lenawee sports. Listen to this crowd.
Woo! The
Oh,
Wildcats.
The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw?
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
3 seconds left before we start the second half as Onsted and Milan are getting their warm-ups ready. Right now it is still anybody's ball game as Milan's only up by 30-25, and I say only up for the fact that Milan was defending state champs coming into this game. And here, something, Kelly, to really think about here, Milan only has 2 losses on the season. They're 22-2. Their only losses can't come to a powerhouse Romulus and to a huge powerhouse, Detroit Jesuit, which I don't know if anybody knows any Metro Detroit b-ball, but I'm telling you what, Jesuit is for real. So Milan's been tested this year, and for them to only be up by 5, for me, it's kind of surprising.
Miguel, I tell you, though, they've lost their coach from last year that went to Chelsea. That's the reality of it. Yeah, they have all their players out on the court, but they don't have that key coach that was on their bench last year. Trope went to Chelsea.
Right, and you also have to factor in the 6th man being the Onsted fans. They are a huge factor into this game, as you can probably hear right now through my background noise. And they're representing as Dallas Highbrider brings up the ball. Hopefully he had some rest, got a quick little leg massage, hopefully, and they got some water, I hope.
And a sandwich. I don't care. Give him whatever the kid wants.
And Freiberg trying to give it to Davis, but it's going to be turned over as Thomas Lindemann and Latin Davis bring up the ball quick in transition. Davis trying to bring it up himself. Tried to dish it out to, the Milan cheerleaders, but of course the cheerleaders don't play basketball right now, so that ball will now go back to the Onsted Wildcats. Freiberger to Wirtz back to, looks like Highbrider. Highbrider's going to bring it up right now quickly, but now he's going to stand off a little bit, say, hey, listen, let's get something set up, gentlemen. As Wirtz.
They're going to try to get it into their big man here in this half, but take a look at that. We're going to need to get those passes.
Perkins swatted that away as Lance Lewis is going to bring it back up to Perkins.
Whoa.
Nothing. Did he just get rejected? Number 34, Nick Perkins getting rejected. It looked like by the big man, Austin Davis.
You know what? Actually, I think it was Wirtz or Highbrider from underneath, basically punching the ball from underneath.
That does make a whole lot of sense.
It doesn't matter. There you go. Redemption,
Gabe
32, sinking it.
Richardson up on that 3 as the score is now 33-25 with 7 minutes left to go. A little turnover to Latin Davis is going to be in for the 2. 35-25. Looks like we're going to have a timeout here.
All right, momentum change here as we're 10 up by Milan right now, Miguel. We're almost 7 minutes into the third quarter. And, I'm sure Maska's saying, hey, guys, let's set this up. You got to get the ball to Austin Davis. I have a feeling they're going to pull it out to the perimeter and start shooting some threes.
Right. And you know what? I can guarantee you that Maska's going, thanks, Milan, for that 30-second breather. I'm going to give my guys some water and figure out our strategy going into the rest of this third quarter. For Milan, they had to calm things down. Even with them getting the momentum there with that quick turnover and 2, like I said, Richardson was able to answer back with that 3, which of course then Milan's like, ooh, okay, well, they're playing for keeps tonight.
Yeah,
let's calm down.
The defense on Onsted's side's really got to get out there and play tougher D.
Right. And it looks like
defense makes champions.
Defense does make champions. That is a great saying. Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's not about how much you can score. If you can prevent the other team from scoring, that is what makes you.
Wirtz needs some help getting that ball in.
It looks like Wirtz is going to be there on the inbound with Latin Davis, going to be pressing him a little bit. With Davis up with his hands. Looks like Davis is looking for something and giving it back to Wirtz.
That full court press still.
They're going to be doing that all game.
Trying to give him a screen, but they're not really getting.
Davis kind of picked his own
meet the ball.
player
He
there.
beat him.
Davis tried to feed it up to Freiberger, and that ball
that
will
was
go
off
back
Milan's
to,
legs. It's going to be Onsted's ball on the side.
Looks like Wirtz will be in on the inbound with Davis in his face.
I've only seen one alley-oop to Davis. They've got to get the big man the ball.
They've got their Milan's got their big hands out in the middle of the key. So any type of feed to the key by Davis is going to be met by at least 2 pairs of right there.
There you go, the double team
of Milan hands.
There he goes up and in, and Davis takes him for 2.
No problem whatsoever.
Almost drawing another foul there.
Davis being double teamed like that was still able to get his height advantage and get 2 in.
Yeah.
As Milan is up 35-27 with 6:09 left to go in the third. As Lindemann has the ball and is going to try to set something up, giving it off to Callaway.
You know, they're a 3-point threat every time they're out there
Davis
on the court.
is going to be looking for something there, giving it off to Lewis, giving it back to Lindemann. Lindemann going to look around, but he is being pressed hard by Wirtz, who kind of got body checked a little bit there by Callaway the second, but the referees are saying, boys, play.
Dallas Heidbreder almost got the steal there, got smacked in the face.
But
that's a game changer for the Onsted Wildcats, getting possession of the ball again.
Yep. Especially after the way Milan was trying to set that last play up. They looked like they were trying to go into the center, but Heidbreder was right there with his free hands going in for that ball. I can see that it's going to start to get a little bit scrappy here going into that, because right there Wirtz was basically hockey checked.
Yeah, Heidbreder keeping his head up as he's bringing that ball over half court. See what he's got underneath the basket. There goes Freiberger, but he can't get past the 2 double teaming.
Right.
Over to Zach Wirtz, who's hit the 3 before, and it's
no good.
But Davis trying to get that rebound.
And Perkins told Heidbreder, get out of my way with that arm.
Oh.
And it looks like Wirtz is going to draw that foul there from Lance Lewis.
Offensive foul.
It was an offensive foul. Like I said, Wirtz drew that foul, kept his feet planted.
You know, that's the thing. You got your feet planted, and if they're going to ram right into you, you'll get that foul.
So Lance Lewis will gain his first foul, and Milan will get their first team foul of the half. Will be inbounded here by Zach Wirtz. Gonna look around, still looking to call play, giving it to Gabe Richardson. Richardson back to Wirtz. And Richardson will be bringing it up together. Well, Richardson was gonna look like he was gonna try to get Latin Davis to get on him, but that didn't work, as Latin Davis is up in where Wirtz's
Gabe Richardson going for the pass into Davis, and it's good.
Davis got 2 more on his total.
Nice assist.
35-29.
Solid.
Milan with 4:52 left to go in the third period.
Gabe Richardson's a sophomore, Miguel. He's been on the team as a freshman. Fantastic 3-point shooter and a very solid guard. He's been a starter since his freshman year.
So what you're telling me is Maska is going to like him for the next 2 years?
Maska already likes him. He's got a good, solid team all the way. That whole bench is good.
Up for the 3, and it's good. Adding 3 more to Milan's total is 38-29. With 4:27 left to go in this.
You know, you look at those boys that are still sitting on the bench. All of them could be starters on any team. They are a fantastic team. Maska's done a great job of really blending all of those kids on the court at different times, so that they all become a leader on their own right.
As Heidbreder looks soft to Richardson. Richardson's going to draw a foul. Richardson draws that foul and will be on Onsted's ball on their inbound. And Mr. Richardson will inbound this ball.
Zach Wirtz. Zach Wirtz got it.
Is it Wirtz? Oh, there we go. I know is
steal.
Lindemann gets that steal and 2 to go in. Wirtz, Richardson, 21-15. We'll get there. I knew I was gonna have a moment.
Yeah. It's all good.
But especially with those two who had the ball as much as they did so far this game, as Heidbreder brings it up to the timeline. getting pressed hard there by Lenawee.
40-29. This is the biggest lead that Milan's had, Miguel.
The big man tries to go up, and Perkins on the rebound, bringing it up by Latin Davis. Latin Davis flanked by his big man, Nick Perkins. Davis off to Lindemann. Lindemann from the three-point line, nothing. Perkins on the rebound, up, nothing to go. And Austin Davis on the rebound, and they're going to do a quick transition here to gain opportunity.
Heitbrader's going to try to get it down the court faster and see if they can take it in for two.
And
it's
in.
Good. Nice layup.
Dallas Heitbrader bringing it in by himself, bringing two more to the Onsted. Total 40-31. Milan leads with 3:10 left to go in the third. As Latin Davis brings up the ball.
9-point difference right now, Miguel. 3 minutes to go yet in the third quarter.
And looks like Nick Perkins is going to try for a jumper two, and that's going to go in. 42-31, Milan with 2:52 left to go in the third.
They got to do some run and gun here. Onsted needs some more points on the board to get back a solid lead into Zach Wirtz.
Richardson to Wirtz. Wirtz going to try to feed into Freiberger, but it got rejected as Latin Davis up for two, and he gets two to go. 44-31, Milan with the lead, and that's the timeout. I knew that was coming. Looks like it's going to be a full timeout by the Onsted Wildcats. And with that full timeout, we will send it to break. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
Huntington. Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, where's that bear?
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
All right, welcome back to Michigan's high school varsity basketball tournament here on LSPN.
Miguel, we've got the score 44-31, 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and it's still, this is the biggest lead that Milan has had this entire game. Onsted still in the game. They're really going to start pushing their run and gun offense to get some more baskets.
Yeah, like Coach Meska was telling us, they're going to try to do the high-low and the motion, and I imagine both is about to come.
Wow, look at that defense.
The ball gets turned over, and Jablonski up with it, but doesn't get it to go, but he does get fouled for his troubles. And we do have a shooting foul, as it looks like Jablonski will be going to the line.
You know,
that's Daniel Jablonski.
Their percentages at the line haven't been all that great.
And Jablonski hasn't been to the line yet, so we're 0 for 0, which is 0%. See if he can add it to his
maybe
total
that's
tonight.
why Coach didn't give us the stats.
It's all about secrets. As Jablonski up for his first, he gets a miss, and he'll have another one coming up. It looks like that timeout was able to slow Onsted down just a little bit, and hopefully get their get reloaded, so to speak, here, as we still got a lot of basketball to play.
Every rebound's going to count in this game, Miguel. Every rebound.
Definitely.
Onsted's got their zone defense. They've been hanging pretty much with their zone defense throughout this game.
Yeah, and that's kind of funny how they're going back to zone. Coach Meska told me at pregame that they were going to do no zone and that they were going to do man-to-man, but as the score dictates, it's time to change some things up.
Agreed.
It looks like we'll have an inbound going to, nope, no inbound, excuse my language. We've got Daniel Jablonski up to the line there. Jablonski's going to try to add to his point total with the one and miss.
Hey, let's check in with Sam Kimmerling. She's on the sideline with some play going on over there. Hey, Sam, what's going on?
Thanks, Kelly and Miguel. Hi, I'm Sam Kimmerling here in the third quarter. 2 minutes left just in the timeout. The coach from Milan said that they need to stay confident, and they do have the lead right now, but they can't let that get ahead of them, and they need to keep their heads in the game and not get too overly confident. Back to you, Kelly and Miguel.
Thanks a lot, Sam, for that report. As Freiberger in the kid gets two to go.
You know, that's a good point. The Milan's coach is telling his kids, keep your head about you. You might have a lead now, but that might not last long.
Latin Davis from the three-point arc gets through the go, shows his fan base. Yes, that indeed was a three. 48-33, Milan with 1:32 left to go in the third quarter. This Hybrader brings it up to Freiberger, which then gets turned
Those
over
turnovers
by Latin Davis. Latin
are
Davis
gonna hurt him.
take it himself. No, gonna dish it out to Lindemann, who for the three.
He is
Get
on
it to
fire.
go. 51-33. Milan with 1:14 left to go. No timeouts are going to be called. They're going to keep going with it as Hybrader gives it to the big man, who's going to try to do something with it, giving it back to Hybrader. Freiberger calling for it in the post.
Play their game, and in goes Austin Davis for 2.
Davis gets his 2 as the lead's now 51-35 for Milan with just under a minute to go in this third quarter. As Latin Davis brings up the ball over the timeline, flanked, of course, by the big man, Nick Perkins. They're gonna slow it down. They want the last shot before the third quarter.
You know, when you've got a comfortable lead here, going 40 seconds into the end of the third quarter, they're gonna take their time.
But Hybrader says no go. He's gonna try to pressure Mr. Davis. Gonna say, hey, you want the last shot? You gotta go through me to get the last shot. As Davis still looks around, pivoting with his foot. Hybrader back, answering every single pivot Hybrader is, as Davis coming around back at it. This looks like a nice war
down to
between
17 seconds.
And it got back down to 13 seconds. No shot clock in the great state of Michigan, so Davis will.
You know, it's almost like they're going to force the foul. Somebody's going to get in there and reach.
Davis going to go in with
getting
nothing,
the foul.
and you're right, Kelly. The foul has been forced. And
But
Davis,
send them to the line. Their percentages have been dismal.
Right. And Davis will go to the line. However, with Latin Davis going to the line, one of their top scorers, he's hit a bunch of threes so far this
Freiberger, third foul.
This game. And yep, you're right, Freiberger with his third foul as Davis goes to the charity stripe here for the 2 shots. Davis on his first shot, up and in. 52-35 with 5 seconds left to go in the third. And Mr. Davis will get one more for his efforts.
You know, with a couple of three-pointers on the Onsted Wildcats side, they're going to change the game back to, positive momentum for the Wildcats. So this is still got a solid possibility here. Still anybody's game going into the fourth quarter. 5 seconds to go before we waste the last of the third.
As Davis got his second free throw to fall, 53-35 Milan with 5 seconds left to go in this third period. And not Dallas, Hybrader.
Henry out on the court now, as well as Austin Thompson.
Thank you.
A couple of juniors out there.
I can't really see from my vantage point, Kelly, who's on the inbound right now?
Brett Anderson.
It was Brett Anderson going to give it to Hybrader.
They're
up
giving
for the half-court shot. Will it go?
They
No,
were giving
it will
Davis
not.
a little bit of a breather here.
And that ends the third quarter. Milan up 53 to Onsted's 35. You're watching Michigan's high school varsity basketball tournament here on LSPN. Your home for Lenawee sports.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Another big game we have going on in the county right now. Tell us about that. What you've just got an update on some scores.
Morenci is playing Lenawee Christian right now in the Class D regional final. Morenci's up right now 41-37 going into the fourth. Their game is actually right now time-wise going parallel with our game. So it'll be interesting to see if the Morenci Bulldogs can pull off one heck of a season that they're having right now against Lenawee Christian. As we are back going into the fourth quarter here, Milan up 53-35 over the Onsted Wildcats as Latin Davis brings up the ball over the timeline. Looking over here to Garrett Garnett. He's also got Daniel Jablonski on this side. And it looks like we've got a body foul going to happen right now.
You know, Onsted really needs to get some energy out there on the court. We need Austin Davis to really get some energy out there and get his team fired up, get the bench going.
And it looks like
the student section is on it.
And it looks like that foul was on Milan, so Onsted will get the ball as Gabe Richardson brings it up the court. He's got Wirtz on his flank, along with Freiberger in the key, as well as Austin Davis and Mr. Anderson
Take a look here. Davis really fight for his spot underneath the basket.
Perkins is pretty much telling Davis, hey, no free dinners tonight, buddy. You're going to have to earn your dinner tonight.
There you go. Davis denies him a shot. Stuffed them. He's got a couple inches on him, and when you talk about the arm length of Davis, I mean, his wingspan, when the kid stretches his arms out, 14 feet. Come on, seriously.
It's interesting when a man has size. I'd like to see him play pool. See if he can grab both pool things by the ends,
He's a little busy now, but we could ask him.
Oh, he's a little bit. I'll ask him later.
Okay.
As Nick Perkins gives it off to Thomas Lindemann. Lindemann giving it out back to Gardette. Gardette going to try to call a play as Lindemann and Jablonski. And Mr. Perkins is in it, giving it back to Latin Davis, which is then turned over by Mr. Zach Wirtz.
Zach Wirtz grabs the ball, senior
Wirtz. Well, I've got to imagine this game's got to be extra special for the seniors. This could be their last game playing in the Onsted Wildcats.
For threes, Gabe Richardson. He has been their three-point threat as well as Dallas Heidbrader in this game.
Basically, Gabe Richardson just told the Milan Big Red, hey, this is not going to be my last game tonight.
That's right.
How about this three-pointer right there?
Right.
As Milan's up 53-38 with 6:33 left to go in the fourth.
That's the thing. They have been a solid three-point shooting team this whole game. I'm surprised Onsted hasn't changed their zone to get out there on them.
In the end of it, Kelly, there's not really a whole lot you can do when you get to the three. You could try to be man-to-man and try to get in their face, but as Lindemann comes here on the turnover, adds two more to his tally.
They need to shut Lindemann down. He's got it.
58-38 with 6:07 left to go.
20-point lead here, going 6 minutes into the fourth quarter.
As Wirtz from the three gets it to go, and they break the 40 mark as the Onsted Wildcats hit 41 to Milan's 58 with 5:50 left to go in the fourth.
As you take a look at Milan's posture right now, they're thinking, hey, I got this. But you know what? Onsted's really going to try to pull this man-to-man defense out. Let's check in with Sam Kimmerling to see what's going on. What's going on, Sam?
Thanks, Kelly and Miguel. Hi, I'm Sam Kimmerling, and at the end of the third quarter, Coach Masker from Onsted said that they need to really stay positive and they need to work together. He said offensively they need to get the ball down to their end of the court faster and they need to score faster. He said that if they do that, they're still in this game and they are not out of it. Back to you, Kelly and Miguel.
Thank you, Samantha. And just you saw in that last exchange, the big man, Austin Davis, getting some rejections.
Set the crowd to their feet. Barely can hear anything in here right now. Trying to get some momentum going out on the court.
It was interesting to see Mr. Nick Perkins came to the Onsted side and told the student section that you can't do that.
Richardson.
Interesting to see what Onsted responds to that little gesture there by Mr. Nick Perkins. As Nick Perkins calls for the ball, gives it to Latin Davis, trying to bring it up, but he got stumbled a little bit by Mr. Dallas Heidbrader, and it looks like the foul will go Milan's way, as Milan will inball the ball as Daniel Jablonski will have the inbound. Team's fourth coming in for this game. And it looks like the ref is going to go to the other side. All right. Nope, now the other ref's got the inbounds there. Nice to know these refs are on the swivel tonight. As Jablonski inballs the bound to Latin Davis. Latin Davis is going to bring it up to the timeline.
We've got 5 minutes to go.
It's all fun. It's all fun. These refs have a hard job on their hands. Sometimes they get a little antsy. As Latin Davis gets two more to go in his way.
60-41, the largest lead that Milan has had in this game.
Right, 21 coming in. It's going to be an interesting rest of
What happened there? Davis passing it to no one.
As Garnett gets the ball, bring it back out to Latin Davis. Latin Davis has got Jablonski, Lindemann, Mr. Perkins, Gardette all with them right now, so it looks like they got most of their seniors out there as Latin Davis brings it up all himself and gets two more to go. 62-41. Now we've got a 21-point lead with 4 minutes, 10 points. All right. Coming back into it now.
It's getting pretty tough out there again, still with this man-to-man defense all the way from one end of the court to the other. And you can see Onsted really fighting their way through Milan's defense.
I'm sure Coach Meska has told his team, no matter where you are in the game, you fight until the last seconds tick off the clock. You got to play the full game. Have to play the full game. That's the difference between an amateur team and a championship team. As Hybrader gives the ball back out to Richardson. Richardson out to Freiberger. Freiberger back to Richardson. Up on the three. Not really good.
No one under the basket.
And we've got Perkins dishing it back out to Gardette. Gardette going to try to bring it himself, but he's got Richmond.
Totally denied by Austin Davis. Swatted away.
Austin the big man was there for that swat. And it looks like we got a full timeout being called here.
That was beautiful.
The Onsted no, excuse me, it's not going to be a full. It's going to be a 30-second timeout by the Onsted Wildcats.
How do you think of Milan? What do you think Milan's talking about right now on the sideline, Miguel?
We've got the lead. It's a comfortable lead. Play smart basketball. There's a difference between aggressive and smart basketball. They're going to at least say, hey, ball control is the name of our game right now. No dumb fouls. They might back off their man-to-man even. They might go back to the zone.
Right.
Just say, give Onsted the cushion and don't commit any dumb fouls. Don't let Onsted get into one-on-one opportunities, and definitely do not let them get into the double bonus. Right now, there's only 5 team fouls for Milan, so smart basketball.
We've only
That's
got 5 minutes to 3:43 to go, though. The fourth quarter, they've really got to turn things on right now. Austin Davis straight up underneath the basket.
Perkins couldn't get it to go, but we will have a foul on Mr. Austin Davis as Perkins goes to the line. And I'm sure Meska probably wanted the full time out there, but then he knows he's got to conserve him. He only gets 2 a game. So he's like, you know what, let's just call 30, get him under the belt. We'll save the 1 if we need it. As Perkins goes to the charity stripe. Up. And 1 in. He'll have another chance at the
Perkins
stripe.
is already committed to a college, Miguel.
That's right. Perkins is going to go freeze his butt off for the University of Buffalo, but you know what? Division I school, they are in the big dance this year as a MAC team. That's
Take a look at that.
Going into the big dance.
Didn't even get the rebound.
Latin Davis tries for a 3-0. Austin Davis going to go. Lindemann almost there on the behind the back there. Lucky that didn't get called as Hybrader coming back up. Hybrader going up, giving it to Mr. Richardson. Richardson coming around into and trying to give it out to Wirtz. Wirtz does get it. Gets the charge. That will be on, that's going to be on Milan there. I thought Milan had his feet planted, I really did, but the ref saw it a different way, and Wirtz will get the ball on the inbound. Wirtz going to inbound it there, giving it to the big man who gives it back to Wirtz. In for 2, nothing going.
Davis taps it again.
Davis tries to tap it, nothing to go.
Still didn't get a chance to get it in.
As Perkins is there for the rebound, who gives it to his flank man, Mr. Latin Davis.
22-point difference here, 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Miguel.
They're going to have to turn something on quick. Well, as Davis had an interesting thing there. He wanted to go half court, looking for Mr. Richmond there for the putback, but a little too fast.
Yeah.
For Mr.
Solid teams
Richmond.
both out on the court right now, getting to this point. Onsted Wildcats have not won their district title since 1983, and still some of those players from the team on 83 here in the stands tonight.
Lindemann giving it go to, didn't go
Still,
in,
they come out with that rebound on the other side.
Latin Davis to Lindemann with the long 3.
There goes
really
Austin Davis grabbing that ball.
And we've got a foul, and it's going Onsted's way. As it looks like Nick Perkins is
going into this game too, Miguel, Coach Maska knew they were going to have a tough time. We were going to the state championship winners last year, Milan. Even though they lost their head coach, he knew they were going to have a tough time tonight. But he thought if they brought their game and added some extra on the 3-point line, they could really swing with Milan through pretty much most of this game. And they have. They've really held their own pretty much through most of the third quarter, and really only letting things pull out to this 20-point difference by end of the fourth quarter.
Well, with that foul there by Nick Perkins, that puts Onsted in the single bonus, which means we've got 1-and-1s coming up. And not something you really want to do. Even with this comfortable lead, you don't want to give your opponents any chance at extra points.
Yeah.
And right now you've got a good free throw shooter, Austin Davis, up to the line. Waiting for his 1, and 1 to go. He gets another one.
He's got his perfect form.
63-42 with 2:35 left to go. Milan leads as Austin Davis will look to get it within 20 here. Up and in. Milan up by 20 as it's 63-43 with 2:35 left to go in this period. And Lindemann has the ball on the inbound with Wirtz going to challenge him. Almost gets it to swat away as Richmond comes up with the ball. Onsted's now on their full court press as Freiberger gets the foul right there. That will be the 16th foul for Onsted, and Freiberger's looking at his bench. He knew that was not a really good call to have. He's amped up right now, as most of these Wildcats are, but he knows fouling is probably the last thing they need to be doing. And with that, Freiberger is going to go out of the game, and he gets a standing ovation here from...
And a big hug from Coach Maska. Now, Brian Freiberger, honorable mention All-League, just announced today.
Like I said, the senior goes out. He's getting hugged right there by all of his teammates. High fives all around.
He's been a leader on the court here in basketball, also a leader out on the football field. A fantastic athlete all the way around.
As Latin Davis going to bring
We've got
up the
Joe
ball.
Snar out on the court right now as a senior as well, number 5. And Isaac Henry, 23, out on the court.
As Gardette going to bring up the ball as he's got Perkins and Davis there on his flanks. And it looks like Gardette's going to try to bring it up himself, and 2, doesn't happen. Try again, doesn't happen, and Wirtz on the rebound. Wirtz is going to bring it up, but he stumbles and falls. Richmond back to Gardette, back to the big man Perkins, no go. And you've got the big man Austin Davis on the rebound, going to bring it up quickly as Wirtz is going to try to take it up the key himself. He does, tries to get it, doesn't go in, but the big man there for that putback as it's 63-45. Milan with
minute 42 to go.
Minute 42 left to go as Latin Davis bringing it up that timeline. And he's got Snar in his face. Snar is pushing at him. And, well, Latin Davis kind of pushed back, so the refs really are saying, let this go. And he comes up 4-2 and the 1, Mr. Latin Davis. 65-45 with 1:25 left to go.
It's been a good season, though, for Onsted. Like I said, winning districts since last time they've won districts was 1983. A fantastic season for them all together. A minute 25 left, 20 points difference here.
And it looks
and
like
we've got a big change in the lineup right now.
Yeah, Meska is calling for the wholesale change as all of his seniors walk off the court.
As well as Austin Davis.
Yeah, they're all getting hugs. They're all getting high fives. Coach Meska hugging his big man, Austin Davis, saying, one heck of a season, kid. As
Jarrett Wyrick out on the court. We've got Brendan Black, Austin Thompson.
And Latin Davis
Raymond Prettyman under the basket, number 30, and Isaac Henry.
Latin Davis gets
Henry's had a lot of play this season, though. A kid that hasn't played since he was he has not been one of the kids that's been on the court since a freshman, but wow, he really brought it his junior year. Fantastic, solid player, Isaac Henry, in this season.
66-45, Milan with the lead with 1:18 left to go in this game. As Wyrick brings up the ball, gives it up to
That kid
Isaac
can
Henry.
hit a 3. I'm surprised he didn't just pump it and go.
Henry up with the
There you
jumper and the 2,
go. See what
and
I
that goes in. 66-47 with about a minute to go in this game as Richard Smith will bring up the ball. Smith up in it all alone, does not get it to go.
Henry gets the rebound. He's going to take it down the court by himself.
Going to bring it up. Isaac Henry is for the 2. Not
nice
going to
layup.
happen. As Eric Price is now in. Looks like wholesale changes for both teams.
Agreed.
They sat their starters, so we've got fresh legs into this game. As Max Prote will try to get it, doesn't go in.
36 seconds to go, 66-47 Milan.
Calvin with the putback. As Gary Wyrick with the ball. Wyrick going to try. He's got a lot of Milan men around him. Going to give it to Mr. Henry. Henry going to try something here.
Thompson up.
Thompson up with the putback.
Henry gets the Prettyman gets the rebound.
That's going to be a ball foul. All right, looks like we're going to have ourselves a shooting foul with that.
Raymond
both
Prettyman
teams
at
now
the
are in
line.
bonus.
Raymond Prettyman is a junior.
Raymond, am I saying this right? Prettyman?
Prettyman.
Mr. Prettyman
And
up
in.
and gets his 1. Gonna get another chance at 1 at 68-48 with 15 seconds left to go in the game. That is a great last name, Prettyman. Says a lot about the kid.
And
Tries
he
to get the
is
second
inside
one,
now.
doesn't go in.
Brendan Black up for 2.
Gets his 2 to go. 68-50 with
less
7
than
seconds
10.
to go. And looks like 5 seconds left to go in Onsted's season here as
The
Milan
guys off the bench are doing solid.
Looks like Milan's
There we
gonna control
go.
the ball, and
Timeout.
that ends the game.
Final score, 68-50.
All right. And with that, Onsted Wildcats season comes to a close. A fantastic season for the Wildcats, winning their first district title since 1983. But it looks like the defending state champs were just too much for them as they go down to the Milan Big Reds, 68-50, as the handshakes go through. Kelly, you know this team. In all fairness, you have two kids that have gone through the system. You know most of these kids on the court and off the court. How big of a season was this for the Onsted
fantastic.
Wildcats?
And in this general group of kids that are out on the court right now, they're all very good athletes. They were solid in football. They are a force to be reckoned with, obviously. You can tell by winning the district title in basketball. And when it comes to baseball, these kids are going to turn it again. I expect to see great things as these athletes hit the baseball field and even track. So solid athletes out in this court today. And of course, you can see the bench is deep. These kids are a solid, tight team. And, they're just talented and good kids. But, Dallas Heidbrader, my nephew, really bringing it strong into the last half of this tournament.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is really inspiring to see right now. You've got the entire student section there embracing their Onsted Wildcats. That's really nice to see.
Look at that. Our boys are giving autographs. That's pretty awesome.
You don't see that, though, a whole lot in schools, and they really do represent it.
I got to tell you a little bit about our kids. We had a terrible tragedy earlier this year with Brody Fry, a junior at Onsted High School, had a car accident, and he was a fantastic athlete and someone that really got this crowd fired up. A lot of his friends are right out there on that court, and I'll tell you, Brody would be in the middle of that O-zone cheering everyone on, and we started a campaign, Brody Strong, and you see a lot of number 54, which was Brody's football number, and I think that's really pulled these Onsted kids together.
Well, right now, as you are seeing at home, the trophy presentation will happen right now for the Milan Big Red, but the Onsted Wildcats alone will also be recognized too.
Their arms around each other, supporting one another. I think they feel like they had a great season, Miguel.
They absolutely did. And right now Milan will be getting their medals and will be then greeted by Chelsea's athletic director, Mr. Brad Bush, with the regional Class B championship trophy, which means they move on to the Elite Eight and go into the quarterfinal round, where they'll either play Otsego or Benton Harbor. And it'll be interesting to see how the defending state champs can get through the rest of the tournament season. But
there's no shame here. Onsted played a fantastic season. They've had a great season.
They absolutely did. But in the end, the law firm of Davis and Perkins was just a little bit too much for the Wildcats tonight. Davis having one heck of a game. Not only was he inbounding the ball a lot, but he was also taking it up to the key himself.
Yeah.
He has over 20 points so far for this game. Good game all around.
Take a look at the court, though, right now. I mean, you're seeing, like you said, the student section out there on the court with their team, basically holding them up, patting them on the back every step of the way. My daughter's a junior at Onsted, I got to tell you that, and she has obviously classed with a lot of these guys, and they were very excited, a little nervous for their game today, but they knew some going in. Like you said, seniors, could be our last basketball game, but no shame. They've been a fantastic season.
Absolutely, a fantastic season all around. As the head coach of the Milan Big Red comes up to accept his regional title, followed by the rest of the Big Reds. And there they are, the 2015 Class B regional champions, the Milan Big Reds. Great, like I said, great season for both teams, and it'll be interesting to see if the defending state champs can repeat. That's hard for any Michigan high school to repeat their championship, and it looks like Milan's got a good shot of doing that this season as well, as the Onsted Wildcats student section go up and embrace their Wildcats as their season comes to a close. And with that, we're going to throw to a quick break. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament here on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.
Don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60. Now I get it.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
You know what I think? I think you forgot to lock your door. A lot of people do that. They forget. It's too bad because all crime needs is a chance. Don't give it the chance. It's my job to teach you to protect yourselves. Make it your job to learn. Write to Box 6600, Rockville, Maryland. Oh, and one more thing. Lock your door and take a bite out of crime.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to our post game here on LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports. Milan just a little bit too tough for the Onsted Wildcats tonight. And our own Samantha Kimmerling right now has both Latin Davis and Nick Perkins, obviously the stars of the night, with their head coach.
I really want to hear what they have to say.
Let's send it over to Samantha, who has those interviews. Samantha?
And Latin Davis and Nick Perkins. Coach, what do you think really happened in that second half to get you guys the win tonight?
Well, we talked after halftime that foul trouble kind of took us out what we want to do. We got after them defensively. We knew we could turn them over, and then our two big guys took over the game for us, and that's what they always do. So.
And what do you guys think? Do you guys think, since you're both going to D1 colleges next year, do you think this program has really helped you get there to where you are today?
I mean, yes, like the production we do in practice and getting better every day and working hard, I feel like it gave us a great opportunity to get better and better every day, so yeah.
And do you think that you and your team performed to your best potential tonight?
Yeah, we came out, we played good defense, you know, we pushed the tempo up, and we just controlled the game all game.
All right, congratulations on your win, guys. Back to you, Kelly and Miguel.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, it's good to hear from the sideline to see those kids played a tough game, Miguel.
Definitely. And unfortunately for Onsted, Milan again was just a little too tough for them, the defending state champions. Really just showed us why they are the defending state champions.
But like we said when we talked to Coach in the beginning of the game, his strategy from the start was going to be starting to get that man-to-man defense right off the baseline on Onsted and basically triple teaming Austin Davis.
Right, and you know they're two stars. You know, as you just saw, Latin Davis and Nick Perkins were a big help for the team tonight. Perkins doing that hard-fought battle with Austin Davis, that was crazy. That was like seeing two Rams going at it.
Yeah, well, you know what? They were definitely a force on the outside when it came to the three-pointers.
Right, Lindemann actually, the third guy.
That kid was on fire.
My Lord, was he hitting? He was just raining threes. But when you got both your stars that can also rain threes, even including the big man Nick Perkins, that's a tough task for any team, especially the ones that are about ready to play them coming up here in this tournament.
And I think their defense was fantastic on Onsted pretty much most of the game. Very aggressive all the way around.
And with that, we're going to send it to break right now. But hopefully we'll have Onsted's head coach coming back after this break. But for right now, you're watching high school varsity basketball here on LSPN, your home for Lenawee sports.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. HSF.net.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw?
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back to the Postgame Show. We're here with Onsted's assistant coach, Jerry Singler. Jerry, tough game tonight, bud.
Well, you know, we played extremely well the first half, and all of a sudden, with about 2 minutes to go in that first half, Milan decided to wake up a little bit, and they got fired up, and they got on a run, and then they came out at the beginning of the third period. We had a chance to cut that lead a little bit, but we didn't get it done. And
I'll tell you what, though, Coach, it was really exciting. At the end of the first quarter, Dallas steals the ball, goes back in for a little nice, tight little layup. That was exciting for the Onsted Wildcats.
Well, that had to make your day, I'm sure, being a hybrid.
Yeah, I got to say, he is my nephew. That's fantastic, yeah.
I think, you know, they just had more firepower than we had tonight, and they had some kids step up that we hadn't counted on really scoring. And that team's probably going to win the state championship.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think you're right. I think we are seeing the state championship team out there on the court with the Onsted Wildcats.
I think that's probably what's going to happen. You know, we're very excited we got to play them because it was a great challenge for us, and our community and our student body really supported us. I mean, it was fantastic.
Let's talk a little bit about strategy. Going into this, you knew you had two D1 commits that you had to go up against, Latin Davis and Nick Perkins. How do you think your big man, Austin Davis, did against their big man, Nick Perkins? It was a battle in that key watching tonight.
It was a war in there, and you know, all year long we've struggled a little bit getting the ball into the post, and we struggled that again tonight. And the Perkins kid is very athletic. He's very long, and he got his hands on a lot of those passes, which resulted in them going the other end and scoring. But our plan was that we were going to have multiple defenses for them tonight to try and figure the defenses out, but their point guard figured them out pretty quick, and he just dribbled up the middle of the floor.
He just busted every play you guys put out there for the defense.
Lance Davis, they had him inbounding the ball all the time. He was taking it up the timeline every single time, and it seemed like their non-offensive scheme you guys were trying to play man-to-man, and I saw you guys went back to zone after you're like, maybe man-to-man probably not going to work a little bit right now.
Yeah, that's not what we really wanted to do, but they, you know, it was a question of how could we stop them, and we had to try and do some different things to see if they would work. Some worked, and obviously some didn't.
Overall, what was the conversation though at the half?
You know, it was about our conversation at half was about the fact that we gave up, I think, 10 points on checkouts.
Okay.
We did not check out.
Absolutely.
And that was the difference in the ball game in the first half. And with these guys, if you don't check out, they're hungry.
Absolutely.
They're going after it, and they're going to continue. I mean, that's just the way they play. So it was pretty much centered around that, and we felt maybe that we could get Austin the ball a little bit better than we did, but we did struggle with that a little bit. But he works pretty hard.
Yes, he did.
He does. He works real hard.
Overall, 2 points I want to bring up. Sure. One, overall, this team this year, how do you think they performed? And my second one, what's the future for Onsted basketball?
Well, I think that if you were to ask Coach Maska, I think we overachieved. I think that we're a fairly young team as far as starters. And it just was one of those things we really came and caught on fire at the end of the year. And Dallas had a tremendous end of the year. It was a fun
and your
run.
Sophomore Gabe Richardson, another fantastic game, and we did get the All-League nods for obviously Austin Davis, first team All-League, second team Zach Wirtz.
Yes.
And honorable mention Brian Freiberger.
Right. You know, and I think if we could do it over again, we would love to have some more teams like Milan on our schedule, but we can't do that because then being in the LCAA, we have to play everybody in a double round. So I would look to maybe Coach Maska maybe upping this schedule to get ready for next year. And I think next year we could be every bit as good as we are this year.
Well, that's really good to know, and we wish you luck in next season, and we say what a great season you guys had. It was very entertaining the entire way around. But for right now, we're going to send it to break real quick, and we'll be back to wrap things up with Samantha Kimmerling. You're watching Michigan's high school basketball tournament on LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent? What? Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
And we're back with our post-game show, and to wrap things up, we got Samantha Kimmerling here. Sam, that was a really tough, hard-fought game. What was it like on the sidelines?
You know, there was a lot of talk from both coaches. There were some calls that were disagreed on a few times during the game.
Just a few.
But, you know, both teams were pushing really hard the whole time. I think in the first half it was a lot closer than the second, but, you know.
They played tough.
They did. They
played
did
tough
the whole time.
Right.
And, you know, I want to pat Sam on the back. She's a sophomore at Onsted High School, doing a fantastic job for us here on the sidelines at LSPN. Her first experience in front of the camera with a microphone in her hand, and you've done a really good job for us, Sam. We look forward to seeing you at other games in the future here with LSPN.
Thank you, Kelly.
But for right now, that'll wrap things up for us. For Kelly Hybrader and Samantha Kimmerling, I'm Miguel Gaitan saying thank you for allowing us into your homes this evening. The Milan Big Red win it tonight, and they're headed off to the Elite Eight to play either Otsego or Benton Harbor in the Class B quarterfinal matchup.
Be sure to tune into our next game as March Magic rolls along in Michigan. LSPN will be covering the men's quarterfinal round. We'll be in Kalamazoo as the Morenci Bulldogs advance to the quarterfinal round in the Class D tournament. This has been a presentation of LSPN, your home for Lenawee Sports.